Today, I want to talk about S corporation taxes, how do they work, and what do you need to know as a total beginner. If you're considering S-Corp status, already have one, understanding how your taxes are handled is essential to saving money and staying compliant. In this video, I'll break down the basics of S-Corp taxes, explaining their unique benefits, and share some tips to keep your finances on track. I'm Cashflow Chris, I'm not a tax professional or a lawyer. This video is for informational purposes only, but I've been doing this for a very long time with my personal businesses. So, how are S corporations taxed? Let's start with the fundamentals. An S corporation is a pass-through entity, meaning the business itself doesn't pay federal income taxes. Instead, the profits and losses pass through to the owners or shareholders, who report them on their personal tax return. The big advantage of an S-Corp is how it handles self-employment taxes. So unlike sole proprietors or LLCs where all profits are subject to self-employment taxes, S-Corp owners only pay self-employment taxes on their salary, not on the entire profit of the business. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm trying to think of an example here. Let's say an S-Corp earns $100,000 in profit, right? You pay yourself a reasonable salary of $50,000, so only the $50,000 salary is subject to self-employment taxes. The remaining $50K gets taken as distributions, and it's not subject to self-employment taxes. Is that a good example? I think it was. And again, this setup can result in significant tax savings, especially for businesses earning consistent profit. So the big question is, what is a reasonable salary, right? The IRS requires S-Corp owners to pay themselves a reasonable salary. This is a key rule, and it's important to get it right. A reasonable salary is based on your role in the business, industry standards, and what you'd have to pay someone else to do the work. So think of it that way. Trying to think of another example here. So say if you're running a small consulting business and would typically pay an employee 60 grand to handle those tasks, that's a reasonable salary for you as the owner. The IRS closely monitors this, so paying yourself too little or skipping salary altogether can trigger an audit. So let's talk about reporting S-Corp taxes. Now, as an S-Corp owner, you'll need to file a few specific tax forms. Listen to this closely. Form 1120-S. This is your S corporation's federal income tax return. It reports the business's income, deductions, and credit. This one's a huge deal. Then there's Schedule K1. This form breaks down each shareholder's shares in profits, losses, and distributions. You'll use it to complete your personal tax return. Now, next there's W-2 forms. If you're paying yourself a salary, you'll need to issue yourself a W-2 form, just like any other employee. And again, these forms can all be a little overwhelming, but there's tools like QuickBooks that can really help. It helps simplify payroll, it tracks distributions, and it even generates the reports you need for tax season. I personally use it, and that's why I'm pushing it. I'll throw my affiliate link in the description. Next, let's talk about state tax and being compliant. Don't forget about your state taxes. This is a huge deal, I always tell everyone. Some states don't recognize the S-Corp designation and may tax your business as a traditional corporation, while others might have additional requirements like franchise taxes or annual fees. So just be sure to research your state's rules to stay compliant. If you're just getting started or thinking about electing S-Corp status, LegalZoom can help as well. It really simplified the process for me, and it helped file that S-Corp status and ensures you meet all legal requirements. That way I could just concentrate on business and just kind of hand it over. Again, I'll throw my affiliate link in the description. It's a great help. All right, so next I want to talk about some tips for managing S-Corp taxes. Number one, you need to separate business and personal finances. This is maybe the most crucial thing ever. Use a dedicated business bank account to avoid mixing personal and business funds. Next, you need to track expenses and deductions. This is also huge. And you need to keep detailed records of business expenses to maximize your deductions. Next, I would say work with professionals. A tax professional can help just so much. They can help you calculate your salary distributions and ensure you're compliant with the IRS. Again, automation tools like QuickBooks can really help automate a lot of this. Link in the description. So understanding S-Corp taxes is key to running your business effectively and taking advantage of the tax benefits this structure has to offer, right? By paying yourself a reasonable salary, keeping accurate records, and staying on top of your tax filings, you'll set your S-Corp up for success. Again, if you're ready to simplify your S-Corp journey and you're looking into this, LegalZoom can be a great help for setting it all up. And if you need help managing all the finances, I personally push QuickBooks as my favorite tool to use. The links will be in the description. If you have further questions, hit me up in the comments. I do try to reply to everything. But guys, before you go, one last thing. You need to check out this next video. It's one of my popular videos related to you. Check this thing out.